Hello, good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us for another episode of Inside Sports Talk. Myself, Johanna-Rosalye, along with my amazing co-host, PLR. How are you?
What's happening? How are you? You know what? Actually, let me say this. First, I'm going to ask you, how are you? But then me, I'm not happy. It is 104 degrees in April. What the hell is this nonsense? That's foolishness.
I know, right? I'm not happy either. I'm trying to stay indoors as much as I can. But it's April. It shouldn't be this hot.
Yeah, it's just foolishness. It makes absolutely no sense. I'm boycotting. You know what? I'm protesting. I'm enacting a stay-home order for myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Past May 15th day?
Wow. It's just so hot. It's ridiculous.
I know. It's crazy. I've been having to keep hydrated like crazy. I'm not happy. But, hopefully we're supposed to get a little bit of a downfall. So not tremendously, but I don't know. We'll see what happens.
You almost made me curse because it's going to drop to 97. So you almost made me curse on air. And I don't like to curse on air.
Don't always make you do things that you don't want to do.
That's all right, though. That's all right. Just thought I'd vent early. I just wanted to vent early.
Get it out of the way.
Yeah, 102 degrees in April. You know I'm dark. You do this heat like this, you know I'm dark. About to explode.
Geez. For me, I don't even turn dark. I just turn red and burnt.
I wouldn't even know what that's like. I just go from dark to real dark.
Too funny. So, we had another release of The Last Dance. We had 2 more episodes on Sunday. So, it just keeps getting more interesting. And then we got to see more of Rodman on this go-around. Some bit of the Celtics and how that unfolded when they played the Bulls, a few other things. What was your take on this last Sunday's release?
Was it good? I didn't even see it yet.
Oh, shut up! You have to have seen it.
Well, I have to see. I did see it though. It was good. Ooh, it was good. It was good. I have so many. You know what? I'm gonna let you go first because I got a bunch of takes, and I'd rather go off of you.
Okay. Oh goodness, I don't even know where to start. Well, for me, I would say, if you have not seen the Dennis Rodman documentary that was released a bit ago, I would say this is the time to go and watch it if you haven't, because it'll get you to learn more of who Dennis Rodman is and his persona. I like that they contributed to that in this docuseries. You got to see some of that, and how he just came to unfold, just as a person in general, and how also to the team and how he was able to contribute as well. So I have that take on that. For me, what was interesting and was a bit of a surprise was the rope that they gave Rodman, taking that vacation time, which was 48 hours and was longer than 48 hours. And for me, what's interesting is back in that time, we didn't have social media. We didn't have, the exposure that you do now with many players. So you were able to do that. Keep that on the wrap. So we if you see the episode, you'll know and have your take on that. But you do that now. If they say 48 hours, it's 48 hours, and you do that now and you pull that, you're more than likely not going to be back with the team. And who knows what else will transpire out of that. So that was, for me, a big, whoa.
Yeah, that was crazy. He said you got 48 hours.
You don't give Rodman a deadline. He gets himself the deadline.
Mike said he won't be back. Yeah,
Jordan
that was fun.
Jordan knew.
I like that Carmen Electra was hiding in the house when Jordan got there to pick him up.
I know I was laughing so hard. I was like, oh my goodness, I think I was drinking like water. I'm trying not to spill that all over the living room when I heard that. I'm like, what? And then what Jordan did too.
What's crazy is how in shape Rodman was though, because even after that, he was still able to come back, pick up right where he left off, not miss a beat. But see what's lost in all that, Rodman to Vegas, and women in the house and all that stuff. What's lost in all that is, does Carmen Electra age? Good God, she looks like she did back then.
I know. I almost got whiplash when I saw her. I'm like, wait, what? And is that really her? She does. Yeah, it looks like she has an age. I want to know her secret.
Yeah, everybody slept on that point. That was the real story.
Right. So I want to get your take on it because I don't have too much of a take. And for me, it was interesting to see the whole Jordan, Isaiah Thomas, how that unfolded, how it's still years later, it's still, brewing. I was a youngster back then, so I don't have much recollection. And then just from what you've seen and from hearing what, the two sides and the story behind it, what do you think about that?
Well, first off, I wasn't even born back in the 90s. I mean, I'm a 2002 baby, so I just turned 18. but I think we can sum it up very simply, and I don't think there's anything wrong with what I'm about to say. They just don't like each other. I mean, plain and simple. They just don't like each other. Jordan doesn't like Isaiah. Isaiah doesn't like Jordan. Isaiah has more to lose than Jordan because Jordan is Jordan. And so, if Jordan said something about Isaiah, only people – okay, so I'm from the west side of Chicago. Everyone from the west side of Chicago from that era likes Isaiah because he's one of us. He's a Chicagoan. Now, we didn't like him when he played for the Pistons, but we liked what he did. But when he wasn't playing the Bulls, but he was still one of them. So Isaiah's not crazy. If he says something about Mike, that hurts him. Mike can say whatever he wants because he's Michael Jordan. So I think there's a big difference. Whereas you get guys like Lambert don't give a crap about nobody. You know what I mean? When it comes to that, he doesn't care whose feelings he hurt. So, and he's not out for self-preservation. Isaiah's more a self-preservation guy. And so I think that's why he's, approaches it a little bit differently. In all honesty, if we're really just going to be truthful, the Celtics didn't shake the Pistons' hands when they left. They really did. And anyone who watched it and said they did, they didn't. It was just Mikal, and they could cry about security and all they want, but they didn't. They just walked off the court. And the Pistons decided they'd do the same thing as well. Now, I think the Celtics were wrong. I do. I remember watching that series. I remember Mikal, giving dap to Thomas and like, you better go get him, go represent the East. I remember that. It's like it was yesterday. And then, John Sally said he wanted to be put back in the game because he didn't want any part of that. He just wanted to stay away from it. But my point is, if you did it, own it. You're not sorry. You guys did it. You walked off the court. And when you walk off the court and the person who is the face of – see, Jordan, here's the difference. Jordan isn't the face of the NBA. Jordan is the face. And when he doesn't like it and he talks badly about you, there's no redemption for you. It's a wrap at that point. So I don't know what I don't know what Isaiah's exactly looking for here. And maybe he's looking for something. I don't know. I just know this. Those two guys just don't like each other. And there are players in the NBA that just don't like each other. This isn't nowadays where everybody plays AAU ball and they all meet at center court, and they all shake hands, and they all hug it out. It wasn't like that then. Guys just didn't like guys. So, I don't know. I think there's nothing wrong with it. Hell, to this day, I hate the Pistons. I hate the Knicks, too. I don't like the Jazz. I don't like the Cubs. I definitely don't like that school in Tucson. So, yeah, I'm petty. Ain't nothing wrong with being petty. Petty's pretty.
Yeah. So, yeah, for me, that was the major take that I got from it. They just don't like each other. But I'm like, okay, just it is what it is, whatever. And, yeah. One of the things for me, too, that was kind of took me aback, and in the way, and just seeing how everything started, unfolded, and then ended with Phil Jackson, is how Phil Jackson ended up getting the head coaching position. We got to see more about that this past Sunday. We got to see how that unfolded. It's forgot the previous coach's name, but he just pretty darn out gets pretty much fired, and then only because Krause wants Phil Jackson to take over. And then how that unfolds and what Phil Jackson is able to do, and just seeing his coaching and the way he looks at the game, it's so, like, for me, was just so different. And he makes the players, he evolves the players. And Jordan said that he wasn't a fan of Phil when he first started, but it made Jordan a better player. It made Pippen a better player. It made everybody a better player, and it just made everybody a better team. And it's got them to where they were able to get to and get all those, get those championships. So one of the things that Jordan said, if I remember correctly, is the coach before Jackson was always giving the ball to Jordan. Jordan always had the ball. Phil wasn't all about that. It was taking the ball away from Jordan, giving it to the other players, and making it a team. So I thought that was very interesting in the way he maneuvers in the games, and one of the things that makes sense and why some players don't succeed as much as Jordan, without naming names, is the way that Phil incorporates everybody together and is able to win those games and win those championships. And it's not all about one person. It doesn't let that one person carry the entire team on their own.
Well, okay. See, I agree with you, but I also think there were some differences. Mike loved Doug Collins. He truly did. In fact, when he took over for the Washington Wizards, he hired him as a head coach. So he loved Doug. I think the problem was there had to be a change, and there had to be a progression. And what the Bulls were doing, they were winning, and they improved in the amount of wins they had. They got deeper in the playoffs, but they never could get over the final hump. And the one thing that Phil could do was convince Michael more to be uncomfortable than what Doug did. Doug was more, I'm going to make this work for you. Phil was more, we got to make you uncomfortable to make this work for everybody. And, yeah, he pushed back, but he was able to convince him that this would work for everyone with the triangle offense and the text winner offense and all that stuff. So I think, in all honesty, if Doug could have made – Doug coached Michael hard now. I don't want to say he didn't coach him hard, but he still –
yeah.
But he still catered to what Mike wanted to do, but it wasn't necessarily what was good for everybody else. If Doug had that concept where he was just like, you know what, X, we're going to try this triangle, and if they would have tried it, Doug would be the one with the with the 3 rings or 6 rings possibly in Chicago. But we don't know that because, what if, how that works. If my aunt had